Welcome back to Cinderella Stories with Ash and Sav, and I'm back from the Bahamas.
Okay.
It was such a
Thank you for joining us on Cinderella Stories with Ash and Sav.
Yes,
that's all we have for you
today.
today.
Such a tough life last week for me. It really was, Ash. Yeah, I don't know about you.
Your burn? No burn?
No burn.
Pedicure
Come on now.
intact?
I've gotten burned like once in my life.
So pedicure intact? You didn't stub your
Pedicure,
toe?
pedicure intact. You didn't. Yeah,
You
your
didn't see
your
a
bad
shark?
juju didn't work. Thank you very
I'm
much.
gonna have to talk to my Etsy witch
No.
because I paid good money for your trip to be ruined.
No, wow. Well, you know what? You maybe the Etsy witch worked, but not directly with me because the reason why I was in the Bahamas was because one of my girlfriends, she won an entry to a slots tournament.
Right.
And she got in through her boyfriend, introduced her to some app, whatever you can get through. But I have helped her create a social video to enter for this.
Got it.
So that's
Oh,
why.
so it was like reward.
Exactly.
For your time and service.
My time, service,
Yeah.
and also assistance, and also my birthday. And so, anyways, she got through the first round, and there was like 500 contestants. Got through the first round, made it to the second round. The second round was only 250 contestants. And then she just completely got out. Like, it was like immediate. Like, she like finished like 19th place, which is like,
That's still good.
well, no, in her round.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And they had like multiple rounds in the second round. Like, it was like a really crazy breakdown. Heats. Yeah. Heats. Anyways, and then she ended up like winning nothing. But then there was one last chance if you created a social video to come home winning an iPad. And so I was like, all right, we're going to leave the way that we came in. Mm-hmm. We're going to make a video. We're going to get that iPad because I said my best friend might be a lot of things, but she's not a loser.
Okay.
So,
but I mean, technically she
whatever
was a little bit.
No. I mean, so that's why I was like, maybe your Etsy witch worked on that one. But we ended up doing like a transition video. Now, keep in mind the demographic of this tournament was like at least 55 plus.
Oh, the Delta Bingo gang.
Basically, yes. And we were by far the bombshells of the villa.
God bless.
Being like 30 basically. And so, so we did a transition video and found out that, we won, obviously, because it was great. But then also we were the only ones that submitted the video.
Yeah.
So we didn't lose
for you.
completely.
No, you won.
Yeah.
One of one.
You won one of one. One of one.
God
Anyways,
bless.
You had an exciting week. I'm gonna buzz it right now, but it's also super exciting. Let's
You're
talk
gonna buzz the
Jays.
Blue Jays?
Yes,
That's fair. I got to go to game one, which was really exciting. So a friend of mine, and I guess like in Toronto, it feels like you just have a plug or you don't have a plug, and then the rest is up to chance.
Yeah.
And thankfully, a friend of mine knows somebody who gets tickets, kind of thing. So it's like a friend of a friend.
Okay.
So he's like, we've gone to a few Jays games before and stuff like that, and I was like, what's the situation with the tickets?
Yeah.
And he's like, how much are you trying to pay? And I was like, wow. Like,
How much did you pay?
not a lot. I paid $980. Honestly, that's face value. It's face value for the tickets. Like, we got them from.
No, it is a good deal because I've been seeing tickets go for like $2,500 a seat.
No, it's insane. The resale is crazy. So honestly,
Toronto knows how to do a resale.
I just knew that I wanted to go regardless. That it was going to be one of those things that I wanted to be a part of.
Yeah,
in
one of those
like the
iconic moments.
Toronto sports zeitgeist of things that you want to remember. I was telling you before, I was at the Kawhi shot game in 2019 on their run, and then I was at the Jays game where they absolutely kicked the living shit out of the Dodgers.
Yeah.
So it was just so fun. Popcorn flying, beverages flying, people high-fiving. It was a thing of beauty. The one thing though I wanted was a program.
Yeah.
I was gonna give it to my dad and my grandma. They were sold out. So I didn't even get a chance to get one. So for all those people who were like lining up to buy 5, 10, 15 of them to resell them, honestly, you a little bit, because now Verbina's not going to get her program. So sorry, Grammy. I did try. I waited in 2 lineups.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know who also has a plug? Haley.
Our youth,
Our young.
newest youth.
Yeah. She has a plug for Jays. And so that's so crazy. We
We didn't get invited.
We didn't get invited.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's fine though.
Weird.
Totally fine, Haley.
It's okay.
It's like, a little weird.
She has autonomy to make her own choices.
Absolutely. We love
but
an empowered
I just
queen.
feel like if you're not doing it for the girls, like what are you
Then what
doing
are you doing
it
it
for?
for? Anyway. So We actually have a bit of a live studio audience today. Want to explain?
Sure. We have our partners in Glory Media that are here just observing how we do things for better or for worse. So if this is our last show, you know it's because...
Blame it on David and Ben.
Because David and Ben from Glory Media were here to observe. So they're
if you hear heckling in the background.
Yeah, it's a live studio audience. So we do accept cheers. We do accept live feedback. We also do have security.
Tomato.
And you will be removed.
Yeah, right.
Dylan! But
we also men for a woman's podcast.
A
lot of men in the building.
But we also have really big Toronto Tempo news that broke last week.
Absolutely.
And you were gone and you were basking in the sun. And I was like, I need to talk to you about this. So get the hell back.
Okay, well, I'm back.
There's shit to do.
I'm sorry that you missed me. It's a weird way of saying I miss you. Anyway. Okay, yeah, let's talk about it. So they hired their new head coach. How do you feel? Thoughts, feelings, reactions, and tell us who it is.
So at first it was like alleged. It was like Sandy Brondello.
Whispers.
We think that they're going to sign her. So she was the head coach of the New York Liberty. She was there for 4 years.
Yep.
2 of those years they went to the finals. Another one of those years they won the Commissioner's Cup, if you put stock in that. And then they got ousted in the first round of this year's postseason by the Mercury. And they're like, bye, Sandy. We don't give a shit.
That's crazy considering Brianna Stewart was
the injured
in the first round.
Honestly, I kind of understand it. Like,
do you?
The MNBA fires coaches all the time.
Left, right, center, but
they love to fire a coach of the year.
Right,
they love to be like, great job.
That is true.
You really dragged us.
Specifically Toronto.
You really dragged us out the mud.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah.
We'll pay you your contract, but we don't want to see your face around the facility.
Yeah.
So I think in that regard, people sometimes like hold their women's sports coaches in such like close proximity to their hearts.
I'm not even seeing it like that. I'm seeing she's a winner with a winning resume. She's also a former player and an all-star in the WNBA.
They lost in the first round of the playoffs.
Because they didn't have Stewie. They didn't have their main engine, like their backbone of their team. They didn't have the 2019 MVP playing for them.
That's 6 years ago.
She's still very much in the game. You know how the longevity of these women in the WNBA. We could talk about that separately.
Anyway, back to Toronto Tempo.
She literally didn't have Stewie, the Stewart, like the Stewie.
Yeah.
No, she didn't have her. No,
I agree.
So
because they're saying
hold that against her. I would not.
The biggest thing is they're saying, like, based on the press conference from their GM Jonathan Kolb, is that there wasn't necessarily enough innovation, is what he was alluding to. Like when she was fired and she held a press conference, the exact words that he used is, "These decisions are never easy." The quote continued, you can stand still or you can embrace change and move forward. Embracing change will bring a freshness and an energy to our group. So basically, are you calling her stale and depleted? Like, it kind of felt like there might have been some friction in terms of the way he wants things to be ran and versus. Anyway, her contract didn't get renewed. Who gives a shit? New York's loss is Toronto's gain.
Absolutely.
And now the Tempo get a world-class coach, as you mentioned, former player, former W All-Star, national team member in Australia, national team coach from Australia as well.
Yep.
And honestly, like, it's kind of the equivalent of that Jordan Brand pop-up that was at 23 Young, or that OVO pop-up that was at 23 Young.
That was kind of epic.
It was. Everyone's just like, oh shit, this is really going to set the tone for the summer. This is really going to set the tone for the season. And so shout out to Sandy Brondello. Welcome to Toronto. Guys, we got our power straight.
Yep, we did.
Got our power straight.
Yeah, we did. No, I mean, our power straight. I'm crying. I just took in what you just said.
What?
Go away. Go away.
A lie?
Oh my gosh.
We got our power straight.
We haven't even, the expansion draft hasn't even started yet.
Okay, well, we already won up. Shut up.
The way that, okay, all right. Anyway,
okay, good company. Sabrina Ionescu, also a power straight.
But they're no
Ashley
longer
Docking,
together.
also a power straight.
Savannah Hamilton in that conversation, but
yeah, well,
we gotta get some more representation here. Okay, well, first of all, chill, pause, chill. Calm yourself down.
The streets are talking.
Calm yourself down. Imagine. They
kind
could
of.
Only imagine.
God bless. They can only hope.
I love that. I love that
they
you're thinking about me. I love that they're thinking about me like that.
So when you saw that Sandy was signed, did you... Because there was a lot of talk that this was going to be the move. As soon as she got fired, everyone in Toronto was just licking their chops.
Yeah.
They're like, this is our girl.
Yeah.
I have designs on her.
Yeah.
Like a thirsty man in your DMs who
Yeah.
won't leave you alone. He's just like, flame, hard eyes. You're like,
I
oh
think
my
she
God,
was
fine, let's go for a drink.
The biggest, like, catch of the season. Basically, it was the Bridgerton, like the gem of the season, the diamond of the season.
Yeah,
she was the diamond of the season for free agencies and coaching.
Cute,
yeah. Because especially because there's so much coaching vacancies in the WNBA this year. You know, we had obviously Toronto Temple was looking for their coach, Portland Fire, the other expansion team, was looking for their coach, Seattle Storm, who got rid of Noelle Quinn, which don't love that.
Yeah, it's giving tea.
Do not love that.
Energy.
Yep.
Yeah.
They got rid of their coach. And then the Dallas Wings was also looking for a new coach as well. So without spending too much longer on Toronto's new coach, I mean, obviously she was just highly pursued. You could imagine that she probably, I mean, don't have any sources to verify this, but I imagine like she probably had a lot of phone calls.
My God. She was probably like, hold for Sandy.
No, literally.
She's class.
She's
like her and Cheryl Reeve is the two coaches that people talk about.
It was such an obvious
pickup. WNBA.
And I think you even mentioned it on a previous episode that you were like, yeah, like if we were to name a coach tomorrow, I want Sandy.
Yeah.
I remember you saying that.
Thank
you. I was like, pull the receipts.
Well, also from a Toronto Tempo standpoint, it's so important to set the tone early.
Yeah.
And Toronto does always want to be the class of whatever league that they're representing.
Yeah.
The organization does things right in a lot of different ways. The Toronto Raptors specifically have been lauded for, I'll just do it myself, have been really praised for their development of younger players. Obviously, the Toronto Maple Leafs, like you see what happens at Maple Leaf Square when they play on a cold and rainy day. People show out and show up for them. So this is exactly setting, I know they're not MLSE affiliated, but it's setting the tempo up to be the beacon of the WNBA.
Yeah. No, I think that there is, I think it was a great pick. I think the way that she utilizes her team, the fact that, you know, she has coached some of the best players in the league, in Sabrina, in Stewie, in Natasha Cloud.
Yeah.
She knows how to bring personalities in a locker room. And mind you, all these women are pretty chill anyway.
And they love her.
But they love her. She's loved.
She's like the opposite of Kathy, respectfully.
Kathy's
going through it right now.
And she also brings the best out of her players. I think we saw Jonquel Jones. She won MVP in the finals last year. And Jonquel Jones has been one of those players that have always kind of flown under the radar a little bit in the conversation of like the I was top 10 even. Like, she's like, people I think forget her name. Mm-hmm. Honestly, she's been overlooked so many times, I find. So I think she does bring the best out of her players. We talked about Emma Misamin as well, how that was a big pickup for them at the time, but she kind of deflated a little bit. But that's not, I wouldn't put that on Sandy.
It is what it is.
It is one of those things that it is. But moving on, I want to talk a little bit about the other coaches that got hired, because this has been a crazy cycle here. So let's go through it. Portland Fire, they named their head coach. Okay, let me tell you something. I saw an article that was like the Fire hire their new head coach. And I was like, bruh, the Fire hire. Because I was like, wait, are you saying they got fired? No, that's the name of the team. Right. Anyways, Alex Sarama. He was an assistant coach in Cleveland for the Cavs. But before that, he also coached Rip City Remix, the G League team, to Portland Trailblazers. And so he was a big pickup for them. And I looked into the reasoning behind that.
Okay.
Now get this. Okay, so he was hired by Vanya Chernivich. Okay. Now Vanya Chernivich is kind of a boss.
Okay.
Like, let me just pull up some of her receipts right now. So before this, she's the general manager of the Portland Fire.
Yeah.
Before this, she was the vice president of the Golden State Valkyries.
Yeah.
Before that, she was the general manager for the London Lions. And before that, she was an international scout with the Chicago Bulls.
Okay.
So
this girl knows ball.
Knows her basketball.
Yeah.
She knows how to scout at the international level. And she also knows how to put together teams. And I think she looks for the diamonds in the rough. Because if she was the vice president of the Valkyries, look at how successful their season was. Look at who they had on their team. And I remember listening to a podcast by The Ringer from our girl,
Sierra,
where they interviewed the head coach. And just the philosophy, they're just talking overall philosophy of the Valkyries and how they are looking for chemistry fits.
Yeah.
Not necessarily aiming for the top talent, because in an expansion year, you're not going to always get.
It's like skill and then what?
Exactly.
Also and including.
Exactly. But you're not going to land a big free agent like right away. Maybe that's going to change going into this upcoming season. Yes. Go back to our last episode and check it out. So I think that this GM kind of saw something in this new head coach, because we see assistant on his resume. But I think that there's something to be said about her finding diamonds in the rough.
The only thing that I'm weary of when we keep grabbing all these coaches from the NBA, specifically if it's going to be a male coach, it's kind of like the Derek Fisher effect. Remember when he was named the head coach of the LA Sparks?
I remember. It was interesting.
And then, but the question is like, okay, are you using this as a gateway to get back to the MNBA, or do you actually want to be a part of the WNBA? And I have an inkling that sometimes a lot of these coaches, and listen, it's no slight to this man, but coaching, specifically the type of person who's a successful coach, is a control freak. They want things done their way. They think and should be thinking a little bit smarter than a lot of people on their staff and in their organization.
Yeah.
And so I'm just interested to see how long he's going to be a coach in the W for. And that's like a future us problem. It's something to watch out for. But you just see all these assistant coaches come through from the from the MNBA, and you're like, okay, is this a stepping stone for you, or are you actually really invested in this property?
Yeah, I feel like,
and maybe it's not fair because it's an opportunity is an opportunity is an opportunity.
Yeah.
And they're taking it because it's a good chance to assert themselves in a head coaching role.
Yeah.
But maybe there's something that's just a little protective of the W for me in that regard.
And I understand that 100%. I feel like that was definitely an issue at some point in the WNBA's growing pain history.
Yeah.
Where it felt like it wasn't seen as a G League, but it was kind of seen as a stepping stone league to, as you mentioned, to get to the NBA. And like, but now I feel like a lot more loyalty, like unless the coaches,
not on the team side.
Unless the teams are the ones making the decisions, and then you're a free agent. Go where you love. Go to wherever's gonna pay you the most money.
Yeah.
Like, what? I will say that like I read up on like Alex Sarama's like quote about like his philosophy, and they were like really excited to come into a fresh new organization and just create a new
control
team culture. Yeah, well, on that note of control, they're excited to completely curate
like,
something.
No one has to tell me what to do. It's like when you first move out of your family home and you're like, yeah, this laundry is gonna stay on the floor. And what are you gonna do about it, Mom? What are you gonna do about it, Dad? Yeah, that fork is gonna stay in the sink. Bernie. That was a personal one. But
wow.
Yeah. No,
Bernie.
Your parents never did that to you? Like, I put a dish in the sink. I'm like all snug as a bug in a rug in bed. And they're like, Ashley, is this fork yours? I'm just like, girl, the dishwasher is right there.
I'm
like,
crying.
This can't wait 12 business hours? What the hell, Leonte?
Honestly, the way that I usually need 6 business hours.
It's literally 5. It can't wait 2 seconds.
Listen, 7 with melatonin.
But, I don't like it.
I love melatonin.
No.
Oh, it works for me.
Okay,
Vicks.
druggy.
Vicks.
Like right here?
Or Ollie. Ollie melatonin was working amazing too.
I haven't tried it yet, but for me, I like magnesium.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about the magnesium
Like a little
B12
dissolving
combo. Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Take me to the altar. Forget the Holy Sacrament. Forget a red wine. Give me a magnesium mixture.
I was going to say, not that we're doctors and this is not medical advice whatsoever. However,
it has rendered me unconscious several times.
Vitamin B12 and magnesium, I heard, is like the trio.
Let me get my stethoscope. Ashley Docking MD. Ashley Docking MCC.
Chemists.
Yeah. According to my research.
Well, maybe I just... It's not too late.
No,
not too late.
There is still time.
There's still time. And then just to quickly run through, so the Seattle Storm, they also hired a new head coach as well. Former New York Liberty assistant under Sandy.
Yeah.
Sonia is the first woman of Indian descent to be named a head coach in the WNBA. How big is that?
It's massive. Of course, representation is such a big deal. We've learned that time and time again. She was also the first Indian American NBA assistant coach in 2020 when she was with the Memphis Grizzlies. So to your point, she is replacing Noelle Quinn, which some people have raised some eyebrows about. But again, there's no loyalty in sports. There's no loyalty in business, quite frankly. In a lot of instances, it's what have you done for me lately? But now Sonia is going to reap the rewards over in Seattle. And so this coaching cycle keeps churning and churning and churning. The one thing I will say for the W, though, it's less about the repurposing like it is in the MNBA. A lot of times you see someone leave from one organization and they're plugged in another organization right away.
Yeah.
For the W, Sandy aside, of course, she's a bit of a unicorn in that regard. They're really giving people new looks, new faces, new opportunities to see where they land.
Yeah, exactly. And it's interesting because we talk about how the WNBA used to be kind of seen as a bit of a stepping stone league to the NBA. Well, I'm seeing sometimes it be reversed where like Sonia, she was an assistant with the Grizzlies from 2020 to 2024. And then she moved to the WNBA to be Sandy's assistant for 2025. And now here she is, a head coach.
Yeah, she also was the head coach of MIT women's basketball for like 12 years. So she's super in tune with a lot of different things. It'll be interesting to see.
She's smart. You got to be smart if you're coaching at MIT.
Do you?
Yeah.
She didn't.
Hey.
Okay. You know what?
Do we know that?
I'm going to, yeah. Oh, I'm sure you're making me sound like I'm calling her dumb. Like it feels like it was a setup.
It's not a setup. This is not, I promise, not a setup. And then we know the wild, crazy West-South Dallas Wings. They hired another coach.
I can't with them.
Yeah. Well, this one's interesting, actually. And I want to get your live react on this. Okay. Ready for this? Lock in. So the coach is Jose Fernandez.
Yeah.
And as we are journalists and we do our research on all these coaches and find out all the tea.
Okay.
So one thing that stands out to me that has, with no other coach on this list that we just said has been hired, is that he doesn't have a single year of coaching basketball professionally before at least like 2000 period. Yeah. And I don't think he ever actually coached professional women's basketball before. So this is his first run, and he gets a head coach in the WNBA gig right away. Mm-hmm. And so then I'm like, okay, cool. He was a coach at South Florida, which, fun fact, South Florida recruited my twin sister to play there.
Cool.
Yeah, USF. And that means that he would have been the coach, actually, had she gone there. And so I did some digging into this a little bit. So I'm looking at his background from pretty much the early 2000s, back when it was called like, they were in the NIT basically, and they had a first round exit, second round exit, and then they made it to the NCAA like first round exit. And then just throughout his entire coaching career and history, you could kind of see it here too. There's just been NCAA second round, first round.
Are you saying he's underqualified?
I'm not saying he's not qualified.
I said underqualified.
Well, that's the thing. I just wonder, because we talk about the coaching talent pool, I guess, that is in the NCAA. You know, I also think about Dawn Staley. Not that she's leaving or nothing. I doubt she's leaving anytime soon. But I just think about like all the amazing coaches that are in the NCAA. And obviously he has a great resume of longevity and loyalty. Yeah. But I'm wondering, like, if you didn't get past the second round in the NCAA tournaments, and there's coaches that have gone so much further than that.
Yeah.
I do wonder what, I guess, like the GM of the Dallas, of the Wings, like, what were you thinking in this coach? What did you see in him exactly that makes you feel like this is the man for the job for the highest level of professional women's basketball that there is?
Yeah, I would love to see a short list from all these teams, like who was actually in contention, who was in consideration versus who rejected you versus who you rejected. Because of course, when there's any vacancy, there's going to be coaches' agents on the phone immediately with front office being like, hey, have you thought of, and trying to get their client in an interview situation. I think the thing that Dallas likes about him is the fact that he's known for his development. So he coached for USA Basketball, U18, U19 more recently, and was able to bring them into 2 gold medals as an assistant coach for that organization. He's known for his development. He's known for dealing with younger athletes. And I think that that's probably Dallas's motivation to bring him into the fold with someone like Paige, with getting the first overall pick, to be able to help these athletes maybe develop some kind of foundational excellence that's going to take them to the next level better than they even are now. Your point still remains about a woman being considered.
But even then, though, when you said US under 19, under 18 as an assistant, not even a head coach, that's a completely different role.
Yeah, but you could say the same thing about Sonia.
Yeah.
She hasn't been a head coach.
Yeah, but she's coached in women's basketball under one of the best coaches
at
the professional level. And I'm just thinking with this coach in particular, Jose, and for all I know, he could be an amazing coach, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe he's one of those stories that were completely overlooked, didn't have the opportunity, the doors open. Who knows? It could be the case. But I'm just throwing up a little bit of we're watching, because he will be coaching players that went a lot further in the NCAA tournament and the professional levels than he's ever coached before.
Right.
And even with the player respect level, I wonder, will you garner trust from the players that are on your team that have that experience? Because they're like, well, what do you know? You didn't go play in an NCAA March Madness championship and win. Paige.
Also, what I would say to your point too is like it is an interesting selection in the sense that the last head coach, the yoga teacher, as he was dubbed with the man bun, is that he was also more of like an eccentric pick.
Yeah,
that people are like, okay, like I'm waiting to see the vision. I'm kind of waiting to hold judgment, and that was a lot of the criticism that was coming to him as well.
Totally,
is that he wasn't necessarily meeting the women where they were at. He wasn't necessarily establishing those relationships or didn't have the cachet to be in that situation.
Yeah.
And so for Dallas to go back and choose a guy who seemingly is very well respected by all accounts, I will say, to put another person in the situation who hasn't been necessarily known for his excellence in women's basketball. But he I don't know, but he did coach at the college level. So what is the pathway then?
Yeah.
Would you want him to go in the MBA and be an assistant for however many years?
But here's the thing, even with the college level, it's okay. So obviously University of South Florida, but there's other really dominant women's basketball programs. USF, it's not bad. It's not a bad program.
10 NCAA appearances.
Yeah. They're not a bad program, but they're not the best program. They're not in the conversation
maybe they
of one of the best.
the other girls.
Maybe they didn't want to pay them. Well, but he was there for way too long. He was there since from 2000.
No, I'm saying in the W.
What do you mean?
Like the coaches in NCAA are making a ton of money.
Yeah.
So maybe they're like, we want to raise for the WNBA, and they're like, we don't know. We can't give you that money.
You're saying that he would have stayed in the college
No, I'm saying that if there were other candidates that the Dallas Wings were courting, maybe they're like, yeah, you don't have the money for us. You can't afford us. We want this, that, and the third because we're getting treated like royalty. And they're like, the CBA isn't even done.
But I hesitate with that even because like, think about all the coaches that are in Europe right now too, that are coaching high level European basketball that would also probably love the opportunity to coach in the WNBA at, once again, the best talent that they probably later coach in the off season anyway.
Right.
Like why are they not in the conversation? And I don't know, once again, I don't have all the information, so I'm not gonna be ignorant to say that they weren't. I just don't feel like their names are ever mentioned if that's the case, or definitely not publicly.
Yeah, I mean, that's the breaks though sometimes. Like life isn't fair.
It really do be like that sometimes.
I don't know what to say. Like
it's not like,
your points are super valid, and like there is something to be said about the way that hiring practices go. But a lot of times it's about relationships. A lot of times about who you know, being at the right place at the right time. Just ask our youth Haley, who's going to be at every World Series game while we watch from my couch. I don't even have cable. I'm streaming it, and this girl's 20 years old, and she's drinking beer with Joe Carter. Like, okay. Wow, nice life.
Must be nice, Haley. Must be nice. We're looking at her right now. Okay. But anyways, I digress. But basically, like, I just question when somebody has absolutely no head coaching, professional women's basketball experience, that they step into a huge opportunity that is the WNBA, especially right now, of all the times to step into a league that's now thriving. Mm-hmm. I just find it interesting.
Not you giving the Wendy Williams.
We'll be watching. We'll be watching Dallas. I've mentioned this before, I think 2 episodes ago, where I felt like this is the most vulnerable that the WNBA has ever been because of their CBA and the fact that their negotiations have not gone well.
They're at odds. It's a civil war, babe.
It's a civil war. Yeah, it's a cold civil war. And most likely the deadline. Has the deadline been officially pushed yet?
No, but it's Friday.
But I'm going to assume it's going to get pushed at this point.
Yeah.
I think that's a safe bet. But basically that leaves the WNBA a little bit more open to competition. Now, I love competition. I don't believe in monopolies anyway, because I think monopolies don't do many people favors at all. Maybe just one person, hence the monopoly. But
they don't breed excellence.
They do not breed excellence. That's a great way of putting it. And so with that said, there's been a lot of stuff coming up. So I just want to run through the list of leagues that we already know about, and a developing project that's also happening right now. So the list, obviously Unrivaled being number 1 in that spot for potentially rivaling the WNBA. Now they say that they're not.
They're starting earlier this year.
They're starting earlier, and who's to stop them? And down the road, maybe not this year, but down the road from finishing later.
Yeah.
Or if the WNBA does go into a lockout, we just extended our season.
Yeah.
They're willing to push it. Great, cool, more incentives, more money, more this, more that. So it does pose as a potential competition to the WNBA directly. There's already European basketball. That already exists. That pretty much goes, by the way, international basketball pretty much goes for women all year round. Just because some leagues, like the top leagues, kind of start fall and go throughout the winter. Like my sister's playing in EuroLeague right now, and that's going from pretty much, they already started like early October to like, I don't know, like March or something like that. And then there is other leagues that go in Australia, some that go in, like my sister also got recruited to Israel actually, and there's leagues everywhere.
Interesting.
No, well, trust me, a lot of Canadians are getting recruited there right now. Trust, like there's a lot of money there. Though, I'll just say that.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Anyway, but then on that note though, we could talk about Athletes Unlimited. That's another league that's in the States that is definitely not talked about enough. Like shout out Lexi Brown for she continues to push that.
Yeah, they really got pushed to the side by Unrivaled.
They were skirt.
Yeah, they really got
But then you could help me set this one up. There is a new league that has kind of emerged in the rumor mill that has to do with LeBron's agent, Mav Carter, who has been rumored to be pulling out of a rival NBA league to create a rival WNBA league. And it is directly reported by Front Office Sports that the latest details, they call it the worst kept secret. Maverick Carter is putting together a rival league with funding backed by the controversial Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund, amongst other big-time investors, to tentatively be slated to begin the fall of 2026. So obviously it's fall 2026. I don't hear nothing right now.
So I thought Carter was pulling out of it.
He's pulling out of it. I think to pull into more of the women's basketball space.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Project B that you're talking about was supposed to be, as you said, there was a picture a couple months ago. It was like Mav, LeBron, and Nikola Jokic's agent on a yacht. And they were kikiing, and the caption was something alluding to the fact like, oh, cooking up big things. Like, we get it. Congratulations.
They love promo.
You're so rich. Give me money. Give me $20.
Give me the invite.
$20.
I want to be on a yacht.
It is a project that is spearheaded by Skype's co-founder, Jeff Prentice, RIP Skype. Like, you guys really dropped the ball there. And listen, Jeff is still richer than me, but Zoom really lapped your ass.
That's crazy.
Really lapped your ass during the pandemic. Fumbled the bag big time.
That was wild.
And former Facebook executive Grady Burnett. Those are the two people that are spearheading it. But the problem, quote unquote, with Project B is that one of the main investors is going to be a Saudi Arabian investment firm. Names also involve Sloane Stephens, Candace Parker, Lauren Jackson, Steve Young of NFL fame. But the problem is that this league in particular, they have money that no one could meet.
No, money as in $5 billion.
Yeah, like their initial fundraise is going to be $5 billion, which means that they can pay the athletes a bag.
Look at this. Athlete like Caitlin Clark could be making $250,000 per quarter.
Every quarter
of a game.
So it's not that so that's tempting, obviously. And the direct comparison is Live Golf, okay? So it's going to, when Live Golf first started, they're like, we're rivaling the PGA Tour and we're going to do it. And we're going to throw $70 million we're going to say, hey, Bubba Watson, you want to come play 4 rounds of golf and we'll give you $70 million. And that was a problem because that level of money is so hard to turn down no matter the scruples. The conversation that comes into play is sport washing at this point, which is essentially, if you're not familiar with the term, you get a bag thrown at athletes and you envelop the conversation surrounding your country in sport, and it tries to negate some of the negative conversations that may be involved in your
like equity in conclusion.
Well, yeah, it's like, okay, so it's the practice of countries using sports to improve their reputation globally to often distract from negative publicity, human rights concerns, unethical practices, misogyny, sexism, just like some light conversation.
Just cash.
And so it becomes one of these things like, do you want the bag or do you have ethics? And those are some things that people get skewered on. I don't necessarily know if it's like the fairest thing to do to a person who might just be, you don't know where they're coming from. You don't know what their situation is, trying to set their family up for generational wealth by playing one season because you do 7 weeks in this Project B of rotational tournaments. And then you're done. 7 2-week tournaments. That's it. And then you come home and you're rich as hell.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that.
Well, if you were an athlete, let me ask you this: if you were an athlete,
don't do it.
I will.
Don't make me say it out loud.
That's your answer.
What? Stop right now.
You you are flying out on the first plane over there.
I'll walk.
200 and I'll swim.
I'll walk. Give me a door.
I will swim.
Rose did it.
This is my
Rose did it. Give me a door. She survived.
I'm crying.
She survived. And she did in the winter.
$250K a quarter?
Exactly.
I'll lace up right now. I'll lace up.
I mean,
right
like
now.
they don't want us. We wouldn't be getting paid $250 a quarter.
They don't want us.
No, they don't.
Really?
But yeah. So and then also the one thing too with this Project B is that the philosophy is that players can get equity in it.
Yeah.
In the league, which is not something that the W or the MNBA does at this point. And it's a point of contention from NBA players in some conversations that have been reported where the Golden State Warriors were worth $315 million as an organization when Steph Curry first got there. Now they're worth over $9 billion.
Insane.
And so pay me in equity. That's the thing, right? It's like, don't give me money. I understand the value of long-term investment and what I can bring to the project and how I can elevate the valuation of something. And so the equity is a big part as well. So not only are you going to get paid $4 million to work for 2 months, maybe more, you're also going to get equity in the league as it grows. So Project B is a real threat as well.
Yeah, I would say it's supposed to be Project A if the WNBA don't be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, be so for real. And we all know that women's basketball players, they are not scared to go overseas. Like,
would you take the money? Or do you have ethics and scruples?
To quote Ashley Docking, don't make me say it out loud. Don't make me say it out loud.
But like, here's the thing.
I'm just a girl.
But here's the thing.
Remember when we were saying that this podcast is actually called Buckets and Veneers and Buckets?
Veneers and Buckets?
Yeah.
Like sometimes you just need to go get a little work done in Turkey, and there's nothing wrong with that.
And that's not a far flight.
But here's the thing. Just one season. Guys, just one season.
One season, you're done. You're done for life. You're good.
2 seasons. 5 years. Just give me 5 years.
I'll sign it to like a 2-year contract.
You'll never hear from me again. You'll never hear from me again.
The earth after that. What? Ashley, so get this. There's another all-women sports bar that got opened up. We love. It's in San Fran.
And by all-women sports bar, we mean they play women's sports.
Yes, all day, every day. It is called Riki's Women's Sports Bar, and it honors one of their local legendary pioneers, specifically from the LGBTQ plus community. So we love that. I love that. And I was thinking about the fact that women's sports bars in general are really starting to like pop up everywhere. And I love it. Like okay, so this one has been making the news. I remember the one is called the Sports Bra.
Yeah.
Love that. And then Toronto, we had an all women sports bar called Peaches.
Yikes. That
ended up closing down. But I heard through the grapevine that you might know a little something. I want to call this segment Bar Fight.
Well, Peaches was on Queen West, I believe. It was a cool spot.
It was great.
Had, like memorabilia all across the bar. They had a ton of seating. The vibe was cool. It was well lit. It wasn't like divey, but it had some nostalgia built into it. But they played out their going under, if you will, live in living color on Instagram 2 years ago, I believe it was. Because I remember I was watching the March Madness tournament when Angel and Caitlin were still being featured.
Draft there,
So essentially what happened is like one day staff went to Peaches and it was just closed. There was a sign on the door. They were evicted. They were never to be heard from again. And then you go to their Instagram and the owners are like, no, it's just been a misunderstanding, this, that, and the third. Then all of a sudden there's like a GoFundMe that's on their page. And they're like, please help us raise money so we can pay our staff and pay our rent, and they won't open the doors and we need to get our stuff. And then people were like, this is weird. Like, why are you asking us for money to pay your rent when like your place was busy? It was on and popping. Like people were in the doors.
Came through.
I know rent in Toronto is expensive. And I don't pretend to know how to run a restaurant. I know the margins for revenue are very, very slim in food service, blah, 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 blah. But then they go GoFundMe. People are like, that's weird. That's suspicious. Then they take it down. Then they come back with another letter. We've heard you. We understand that this is in bad taste. So basically what was happening is the lore is that the owners were making money. They weren't paying their employees. They were going on vacations. They were buying Gucci. I made that part up though. They were buying Gucci. They were getting their eyelashes done. They were getting spray tans. They were in Bahamas with Savannah while everyone plotting what they're going to name their next sports bar. Meanwhile, their employees can't even get their umbrella that they left because the doors are shackled closed because the guys said, you're not paying your rent, get the hell out. R.I.P. Peaches.
Wow.
It was really messy.
Well, okay,
it was really messy. Like if you ever see me putting a statement out, followed by a GoFundMe, followed by another statement, just check on your strong friends because it's a wrap.
Oh, but not the GoFundMe though.
The GoFundMe to pay your employees when you're
a business.
It's your job to pay your employees.
You're literally a business.
Literally, you had the cash.
And the fact that allegedly.
I don't want Glory to get sued here.
Imagine.
And if you do have something to say about this, you are Peach's staff and you would like to talk about defamation, David King at you can find him at David. www.hotmail.com.
Hello, David.com.
We don't have anything to do with that. That's above our pay grade. That's above our pay grade.
Yeah, no, but no, it's crazy because it was such a cool opportunity for Toronto to have a community, really, to like in like the physical world, like we're all online out there, but like, you know, to have a place that we could all convene and feel like we're a part of something. I remember when I walked in there, I felt so immediately a part of Peaches and stuff. I think they played Swish there, I believe. And then, but I saw also like the WNBA games getting played there. And just like a lot of cool moments that I would always run into somebody. Always. And like you said, it was never really that empty. I always
saw people there.
I will say though, that I didn't know what expired beer tasted like.
Slander. Anyway,
I didn't say anything. Allegedly.
David.at@hotmail.com. You can add that to the libel lawsuit, whatever. Might as well tack it on. Use a letterhead or he won't take you seriously.
I was not okay. I will just say I was not okay.
Beer?
I was not okay.
How did you know?
It just tasted off.
Like, what does off mean?
But like, because I don't know, like if anybody who drinks beer, it's like, it's cool, crisp, refreshing, has that little like, I don't know, that tangy to it. I like the sour specifically. Ugh. Anyways, but this one just tasted rancid.
Like too sour.
Rancid. Like it tasted like, you know the smell of like compost. Yes. I'm trying to be nice.
No,
I'm
I do.
Be nice.
It's pretty poignant. Pungent.
Yeah, it had a tang of that. And
you know what?
I thought it was just the beer.
Sidebar?
What?
One time when I was in grade 7.
Sidebar?
When I was in grade 7, I went to the cafeteria for lunch. And you remember those like small little juice containers with like the tin foil thing that you pull off the top? Maybe not, you're too young. Anyway, the juice, it was grape juice. It soured and it was wine.
Oh, that happened to me once.
That was fucking liquor.
Kool-Aid.
That was liquor. I was turned up at math class. I could not get into my locker.
Sparkly?
I'm just like, no, it tasted like foot. Like it was, I was like, what is this? I'm like, okay.
Moonshine.
I took like 2 sips just to make sure I went back. I'm like, excuse me. Like I may be a 12-year-old who smokes cigarettes, but I don't drink. I draw the line somewhere. Okay.
The line has to
I have standards.
There is standards here. Wine from a can.
That's
could never be me.
Line?
Yeah.
Okay.
Could never be me.
Okay, anyway, sports bar.
With that said,
bar fight.
Bop. If you were to name a bar,
how many submissions do you have?
Okay,
can we go back and forth?
3.
Okay.
Yeah, I have like about 3.
Okay.
Potentially 4. If you, yes. Let me write down my 4th one. I forgot about that one.
I have one that's so obscene and absurd that like I just think the show's gonna be over when I say it.
Okay. Wait, I wrote down so I'm not gonna forget. Okay. If you were to start an all-woman sports bar in Toronto today, what would you name it?
I think we should go back and forth. I think we should do quick hitters.
Ooh.
Like I name, you name, I name, you name. Okay? You got 5 now?
Yep.
Okay. Number 1, League of Her Own.
Okay.
League of Her Own. Classic movie. We might have to deal with something with rights. I'm not sure. Maybe Disney owns it. They're notoriously stingy. League of Her Own.
Okay. Mine, she shoots, she scores.
Okay. Counter, she shoots, she pours. Okay.
Queen's Court.
Halftime and hysterectomies.
What the?
It's for the girls.
Luteal phase. That was not on my list, by the way.
Bubbles and buckets.
Bubbles and buckets.
Bubbles, although it does sound more like you're selling chicken and champagne,
no.
but still. Bubbles and buckets.
Bubbles and buckets.
It's cute.
Okay, wait. I have a couple nods. Wait, before I get to one of the nods, ready for this?
Yeah.
Box and One. Continue.
Pitch, please.
Pitch, please.
Pitch, please.
Pitch, please. Yeah.
Pitch, please.
Pitch, please.
You know?
Yep.
Go Jays.
Yep. Go Jays. This one is okay. I have a nod. Ready for this one? This is a nod. This is with love. Dishes and Dimes.
Okay, cute. Shout out to those girls.
Shout out to Dishes and Dimes.
That was a moment in time.
That was a moment.
This is my last one. NBA. No boys allowed. You like draw. The men are like,
No
oh,
boys
NBA.
NBA.
You don't finish reading the whole thing.
Whoa.
Welcome
Whoa,
in.
girls.
It's just girls. God.
Charles. I like that one. That was actually my favorite one on your list.
The men have a separate menu, and it's more expensive.
The menu.
And it's more expensive.
menu.
The menu.
Yeah.
It costs more.
Yeah, it costs more. Yeah, this is the pink tax.
For every drink you buy, a girl gets a free drink.
Facts. This is the man
I
tax.
feel like that's nice.
I like that. 2 for 1, but the 2 goes to somebody else.
The 1 goes to me.
So the thing.
The 1
goes to. I like that. Now we're cooking.
Okay.
My last one is actually a very personal nod to like my own. If I was to start from like Savannah Hamilton starting a sports bar, I might do Run for the Roses, which I don't know if you know about this, but it is a tournament in Kentucky where it's a big AAU tournament for a lot of women's basketball players.
Yep.
And I think like almost every single women's basketball player has probably gone through that. So that's just more of a personal nod. But yeah, I like the name, Run for the Roses.
Okay.
Even though it doesn't have like much of a bar thing to it. Ew.
Again.
So
always.
first the spider. What?
Sorry.
What?
Yeah, there's a spider on my microphone.
Shut up.
Like it just crawled out.
Oh, I see it. We definitely got pumped. That's actually insane.
And I'm honestly not even scared of spiders. That startled me so much.
I'm not. She was like a spider.
No, it just startled me.
First the spider. There's no spider.
So
now
you think
you get its web on your tongue?
So do you think that's so disgusting.
That's crazy.
So maybe halftime in hysterectomies, you think?
Halftime hysterectomies.
And as well as. It's
and-
not or.
and
it's not we're giving
hysterectomies.
hysterectomies at halftime.
Luteal phase.
It's also.
No boys allowed. And what was the other one?
League of her own. She shoots, she pours.
She pours.
Bubbles and buckets.
Yeah. We have another one.
We have to do a vote.
Vote.
We're doing
social
media.
Yeah.
Let's do a social media vote, I think.
Tell us in the comments which name you would call. But if you think all of our names are trash, then come up with better. And we'll feature it next episode. What?
Oh, it's so unhinged.
Come into the comments.
Peaches.
Peaches. Whoa! Smoke.
2.0.
He wants smoke.
2.0. Double S's. Peaches. Double S. 2 S's. Like how you change the Instagram handle.
Peaches.
Yeah, you already have it? Add an S.
Underscore.
Okay. Thank you for joining Bar Fight.
Thank you for joining our segment, Bar Fight. All right. Well, on that note, I think this is getting pretty unhinged at this point, which I love. We love an unhinged moment. Yeah. I think, do you have anything else to add? Anything to look forward to this upcoming week?
I have nothing to look forward to.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. My life is bleak. I'm looking forward to Jays Dodgers.
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday.
Hashtag shout out Haley.
Yeah.
Look us up. Please.
We'll be at Game 6. And if we're not at Game 6, we'll be in prison because our intern will be dead.
Cash me outside.
Just kidding. Anyway, our lawyer can be reached at David at /glory.
Oh, and CC Ben while you're at it too. Yeah.
They will handle all
allegations,
legal questions, and concerns.
Precisely.
Thank you.
Thank you.